Okay, what's going on here? Why is this thing not playing? It's not working. Okay. We're going to try this again. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. All right, are you up dancing? I think I see you. Yeah, I do. I see you, Dee. I see you, Marcia. And there's Jerry. She's dancing too. JC, are you dancing? I want to see you and Marcia get down together. All right, everybody, how are you doing? How's everybody doing? All right, I'm so excited to have you guys here. Looking forward to sharing some great stuff with you tonight, talking about my favorite topic and my favorite food, Oreos. You're going to wonder about that, aren't you? Oreos. What am I going to talk about Oreos? Why am I going to talk about Oreos? Go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know if you think you know why I'm going to talk about Oreos. But at the same time, let us know where you're from. What did you do today to tough it up? What's going on in your life here? Move it, move it. We like to move it, move it. We like to move it, move it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, what did you do today to tough it up, guys? Holly, I'm glad you like to move it. I like to move it too. Move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. That's a great idea. All right. Well, I see somebody who thinks they know why I'm talking about Oreos tonight. JC, that is a great thing because you can put an entire package of Oreos in a modular rectangle, but they are not why I'm going to talk about them tonight. And Marcia, I like yours that they're vegetarian. That is true too. They are vegetarian, but that's not why I'm going to talk about them tonight either. All right, I see somebody set up some parties and somebody posted in their parties and they're closing out parties. All right, so come on, guys, tell us, what did you do to tough it up today? Come on. Everybody's getting busy in here. I like it. All right. With that, Charlie, do you see a winner over there for me? I think we have a winner. Somebody who toughed it up today. And I believe that's Stacy Clifton for posting in her parties and closing out a party and working on warranty. Absolutely. So all of those are great reasons to be a part of our Tupperware, or to be ways to be working your business here today as well. And we have some stuff I want to go ahead and cover with you today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So first things first, we like to always start with a quote, right? And our quote for today that we're starting with is, if you don't go after what you want, then you never will have it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. And if you don't step forward, you're always in the same place. And I want you to think about that, because it really puts the effort on us, the choice on us, that we need to go for what we want. And that means every single day, every single week, every single month, we've got to try something new. And that's our word for the year this year, is new, because we're always focusing on, let's do something new. Let's do something today that I didn't do yesterday. Let's do something this week that I didn't do last week. Let's accomplish something this month that I maybe have never accomplished before. New is what helps us grow. And that's the key, is that if we're not trying new things, we're not going to know how much further we can go. We've got to always be pushing those edges, pushing those boundaries, trying things, and being willing to fail. Because if we don't fail, we can't know what doesn't work. And that's the key to growth. One of my favorite basketball players of all time is Michael Jordan. And one of his favorite quotes he talks about is how many times he missed the winning shot, how many times the ball came to him to make the winning shot and he missed. And he says, but because I took the shot, even though I missed, I kept getting better. And that's why I end up being a winner in the end, is because if you don't push yourself to fail, you can't push yourself to win. And because they work hand in hand together. So always be looking for what you can do new in your business. Now, of course, we are heading into the final 10 days of this month, and our warranty opened for our managers to executive managers last Thursday, and it will open this Thursday for all of our sales force. And that's a great tool that you can use to help grow your business. There will be some video trainings being added for you to kind of walk through and watch, so that if you have any questions ahead of time, we can help walk you through that as well. I do encourage you to get with your director and talk to your director if you have any individual questions, and if you're not real sure how to go about looking it up. Now, if you were not here with us last week, we kind of went over a couple of things that everybody needs to know. And one of those is to get familiar with your parts replacement catalog and the parts index. And both of those are posted in our files on the Hooray group. And they're also all located in my office, in your back office. So you want to go over there and check that out as well, so that you've got that. I always say download it onto your computer, because that way you've always got it handy with you. It makes it a little bit easier for you. But warranty is going to open for everybody on Thursday. And so that way we can take care of all those customers. So if you have some folks who've said to you, hey, I've got these things that are broken, can you help me out? And up to this point, you've had to say, we're temporarily unable to do that. Now you can reach back to those people and take care of them as well. Because once again, taking care of that warranty customer can open the door for them to become a member of your VIP group. It can open the door for them to become a host. It can open the door for them to want to know more about what our Tupperware business has to offer as well. And that can lead to you earning amazing gifts like these 3 awesome things that are available to you this month. And my goodness, we already have over 18 people who have qualified for all 3 of these. And there are so many that are super, super close to hitting that griddle level at the 2,000 in sales. And of course, do not forget that you also have your ornament of the month at the 2022. And I was just looking to see, I had one of them here. I just got my sample in. In fact, I'm going to run grab it real quick. Because guys, it is so adorable, and you have got to get this. Check it out. Look at that. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? It's a shamrock. It's got the love what you do symbol in the middle. Now those little designs on the edges, those are Tupperware seals. How cute is that? And it's sparkly and shiny, and it says 22 right in the center of it. This is going to look so pretty on your Christmas tree. It's one of our ornaments of the month. You get one every single month that you sell $2,022. Or you can qualify for it with $1,000 in sales and 2 personal recruits with a copay. 2022, it's absolutely free. 1,000 with 2 recruits, you can get it for $10. So your choice which way you want to go with it to be able to get your ornament. But you know what? Why not? If it's free, I say it's for me. So 500 in sales gets you your all-in-one shaker and your 2 utensils. $1,000 gets you your smooth chopper and your spatula. And at $2,000 in sales, you're going to get that great griddle as well. And you know, we've had lots and lots of stuff to work with. We have the end of our mailer coming up here. We have the specials that are always in their special offers, the special items that are on sale. And guys, I just saw that there is the large modular bowl set. That's a 2, 3, and 4 quart, 2 quart, 3 quart, 4 quart bowl size. Those are big bowls. And that is on sale for 50% off. You want to check that out and share that with people. Those are a great set of bowls, and especially because of the way they nest when they're not in use, is really a nice one there. There were some extra specials added today. Tupperware made a little boo-boo in the back office because they were only supposed to be loaded for Salesforce today. And it got loaded to the public site as well. So they sold, some of them have sold out faster than were expected. But the good news is that your customers had a chance to take advantage of some of these. And there are still some of those specials available there as well. And you get to make your commission on that along with getting your sales credit. So once again, another great tool that you have to work with. And of course, do not forget our fantastic Wondelier bowl set. Our 5-piece Wondelier bowl set is continuing until the end of the month. Now, a question came up last week, and I want to address that so you all know what to expect. So when, of course, when the products are introduced, they're forecasted based on how many consultants we have working, how many parties are being held, how many Salesforce we have, all of those sorts of things, and they forecast. And this is done a couple of months in advance because they have to order the products, get them made, and have them brought in. And because we are an international company, some of our products are made in different countries. Some of the molds live in different countries. Sometimes the molds have to be moved from one country to the other, depending on what it is. Sometimes we just have the products made in one country and the products shipped. So the forecast was for a substantial number of bowls, for over 100,000 bowls for the month. Okay, that was the forecast, over 100,000 sets of bowls for the month. Well, guys, we hit 100,000 sets sold in 3 weeks. So with 2 more weeks to go, they have gone back into production. They are making more of those. They have another whole shipment on the way to us, but it does have to come from our factory in Mexico. So they're on a big truck coming to us. And of course, they've got to get across into the US. Then they go onto a FedEx truck. And then FedEx has to get it to the factory in Hemingway so that they can put it in our system and they can put it on another truck to send it back out to us. So so those are the things you just want to be aware of, that supply chain sometimes can slow things down. Delivery chain can slow things down. There are enough bowls to satisfy all of the bowl sets that we sell. We just have to get them into the factory so they can be packed and out. So all of that, there's a shipment that just came in this week. Those are being packed as we speak. If you had orders already this month and they've been delayed or they were back ordered, they are leaving the factory this week. In fact, many of them are already being delivered today, or they're going out to week. Everything that was ordered up till last Friday is being shipped before the end of March. Any orders from today forward will likely ship mid-April. Okay, so just kind of like, that's something to know, so that when you're talking to your customers, you can say, oh my gosh, everybody loves Tupperware. Isn't it amazing? There's such a demand for our Tupperware products. But what's great is that you can get in on this great pricing and just know that it may take about 4 weeks for your order to get to you. You tell people that, they're going to be happy. They're going to be fine. And it's always better to tell them it's going to take longer and they get it sooner than to tell them, oh, well, you might get it in a week and then it takes 2 weeks, because then they're going to be mad. So always, let people know that some of our deliveries may take up to a month along. And I would just say that all the time, because we don't control FedEx, so we don't control if FedEx puts us on the back burner. So just say to your customers when they're asking how long it takes, they say, Tupperware does its best to get it out as quickly as possible. However, sometimes it does take a little longer depending on the products and depending on the delivery chain. So we say, it may take up to a month, but it could take, less than 2 weeks. And so that way people can know that what to expect. And that's always the best way. So this is something you want to be sure that you're working towards, as well as your personal volume bonuses that you can earn. But more importantly, think about all the people that you can talk to about hosting a party to get some of our amazing host gifts as well. I have to tell you, parties have been huge lately. In fact, we've had several folks who have had over $1,000 parties this month. And those have been Facebook parties, guys. They've been doing online virtual parties, and they're over $1,000. If you've ever had $1,000 party, and or you've had a $1,000 party recently, go ahead and put in the comments and share with everybody what's the biggest party you've ever held and what's the biggest party you've held this month. Okay, so the biggest party you've ever had, ever, and the biggest party that you've held this month, because we want to know, what kind of parties are going on. We want to know what's going on in your world, right? So it's great to let us know, so that we can all share with that, and we can see how many parties there are out, that are big parties. Because an average party might be $300-$400, but the key to that is that there can be bigger parties, and there's things you can do to make that happen. And that's why you want to make sure that you're a part of our Tuesday training that's coming up tomorrow night. Now, in addition to the gifts that you get for your sales, of course, we get rewarded for sharing the opportunity. And I'm super excited about the replacement gifts that Tupperware has given us for recruiting. Our cold brew carafe for the first recruit you bring in who has their first order, and our second recruit reward that you get when you have your second recruit that comes in and sells $40 or more. And these two collections are absolutely stunning. And you're getting all of this Tupperware that you see here for just $30. Now, the cold brew itself is $39. And then when you add the tumblers and the squeeze bottles and the 360, we're talking, the potential of like $100 with the Tupperware that you're going to get for $30 simply by sharing the Tupperware party with somebody, sharing the Tupperware opportunity with somebody, and helping them to get off to a great start. And that is why tonight I want to talk about Oreos. That's right. The reason I want to talk about Oreos tonight is because Oreos stand for Out Recruiting Everyone. Out recruiting everyone. Now, I want you to think about this, guys. You may have never thought about an Oreo as a recruiting metaphor, but I think about it all the time. I'm always looking wherever I am when I see things that make me think about why I love what we do. So I want you to imagine right now that I have an Oreo cookie, and I didn't get them because if I get them, Charlie will eat them all, so I can't get Oreos in the house. So we have our Oreo cookie. And what is on the outside of the Oreo cookie? The two hard wafers, right? The two hard wafers. And the two hard wafers on the outside of the cookie, of the Oreo cookie, represent our life. Because, we have like different things going on in our life, right? We have our business, and we have jobs that we have outside the home. We have our families, we have our children, we have our spouse, we have our extracurriculars, so that there's all these plates that we're spinning all the time. And so I think about those two Oreo cookies on the outside as like the plates that we're constantly spinning. And sometimes it's like so much to handle, they break. And sometimes they almost squeeze us in, right? They kind of squeeze us in. Well, when you think about that, I want you to think about that the cream in the center represents our Tupperware business. How sweet it is to have a business that allows us to manage all of these crazy sides of our lives. The sweetness of the fact that we can control what we do, when we do, and how we do it, that it will fill our space and make our lives easier, because we all know that the filling is the best part of the cookie anyway. And that's the best part of what our business does. And the cool thing about it is, if you've ever had a double stuffed Oreo, it's got double cream in the middle. And that's exactly what our business is like when we share it with other people. Because as you come in and you just you make money on your sales, but if you bring other people in, you get rewarded and you have the potential to make more. So you double the sweetness of what your Tupperware business can be all about. So I want you to think about that the Oreo cookie represents to you this amazing Tupperware business opportunity that we have. And I'm going to share a recipe with you. And actually, I'm going to do a video tomorrow of this, but I'm going to challenge you to do the same thing, because you can use the Oreo cookie to talk to people about what our business has to offer them. And so you could do it using your Power Chef. And of course, the Power Chef the supersonic chopper comes in our starter kit, right? For our demonstration kit. And you can use that to do an Oreo blizzard. So you take your Oreo cookies, you put them in there, and you use the thing and you chop it, and you got it all chopped up. I usually pour those out, and then I will take ice cream, put my ice cream in it with the paddle, and then I'll add some cream in there with it, some milk or cream, and kind of blend that. And then I pour my Oreos back into it and blend it so that it's a nice thick Oreo blizzard. You don't want to add too much milk. You just want enough so you can blend it up, and it works amazingly. You can also chop them up in the Power Chef, and you could use the whip and mix to mix up the ice cream and the milk and then add it in to make your blizzard. But you can do it all with the supersonic chopper. And because it is in the kit, it gives you a chance to talk about it. And you can talk about, Oreos are great because they kind of represent all the sides of our lives, right? But the cream in the center represents how sweet it is to have a Tupperware business, and that it fills in all the gaps and it allows you to experience life on your terms. And then you can pour it all together and say, mix it up and yum, yum, yum. You could do the same thing by doing a dirt cake. If you've never done a dirt cake, basically you take your cookies, and I like to do a little layer of cookies in the bottom with pudding. So you make up your pudding. You can chop up your cookies first, right? Set them aside. Then mix up your pudding using your supersonic chopper. And then you're going to take regular Oreos and you're going to put a layer of them, put some pudding, a layer of them, put some pudding, a layer of them, and put some pudding. I like to use chocolate because it's a dirt cake. Then you're going to chop up your Oreos. You're going to sprinkle them all over the top of it. And then you can get those little gummy worms and stick in it as well. And so then you can have the dirt cake and once again, talk about how you can plant the garden that you want using a Tupperware business. And the Oreos, of course, are the base of it. So both of those are recipes that you can do with your Oreos that allows you to talk to people about the business. So I want you to think about that, what you could do with Oreos that you could use to tie it into talking about your business. But I also thought tonight, Oreos, I always look for acronyms. That's when you take the letters of something to remind you of what a Tupperware, of another word, another phrase. So when you look at the O in Oreo, I think of it as offer. We have to offer the Tupperware opportunity to lots and lots of people. And one of the things that I think is really cool is to think about, well, who could benefit from our business? And so we start to think about that, and we start to think about who to ask, because people are always telling me, I don't know who to ask. Nobody wants to sell Tupperware. How do you know if you don't offer it? And you've got to think outside the box, and you've got to think new. So I'm going to give you 2 ways to think tonight, and you're going to play with me on this. So the first thing I want you to do is right now, start commenting about people that live in a state outside of the state that you live in. Just go ahead and just drop those names down there. Like Mary that lives in Colorado, Sue that lives in Arkansas, Jane that lives in Maine, and start putting those in the comments, because see, this action of doing this is going to help trigger it. And then you're going to see somebody else name somebody that lives in another state, and you're going, oh, wait a minute, I know somebody that lives there too. And you're going to start making a list. Okay. So you're going to start writing for yourself everybody's name that pops into your mind. And then you're going to put in the comments here. So we've got somebody up in Maine already, or Massachusetts. Is that Massachusetts? MA is Massachusetts, isn't it? I think it is. I think ME is Maine. We got Crystal in Florida. See, we got Florida. Now we've got 2 states already marked off. What other states can you think of that somebody that you could, talk to about Tupperware? There's somebody in Minnesota or Michigan. I can't remember what they all. We got Georgia. Okay, so let's see. Can we hit every state? Can we hit somebody in all 50 states? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be incredible to think of somebody in all 50 states that needs to know about Tupperware? And so once you start doing this, it really opens up your mind. It's thinking a different way. Okay, so that's one of the things I want you to do. I want you to get this map out of the United States. I want you to look at it. I want you to start thinking of everybody you know that lives in another state and start writing down their name and the state, their name and the state, and see if you can build a list of all 50 states, somebody you know that lives in all 50 states. Now, they may or may not want to sell, but if you don't ask, you don't get. Now, the ABC represents the people, the categories of people that could benefit from our business as well. So I want you to think for just a minute, what's somebody that has a profession that starts with an A? So if you can think of a profession that starts with an A, go ahead and drop that in the comments. It could be an astronaut. It could be an airline attendant. It could be, you tell me, somebody that starts with an A. Somebody, a profession that starts with an A, or a job that somebody might be working that starts with an A. And then I want you to take that, a good one, accountant. In fact, one of our 2-star directors is an accountant. Aubrey Stebbins is an accountant. An ambulance driver, they could use Tupperware. They need some Tupperware water bottles when they're driving around town or holding their coffee, right? An aide, that's great. Okay, now what about a B? Think about a B, a profession that starts with a B. And start thinking that way and just start letting your mind go and start writing down all these different professions that start with a letter B, because then you start to think about a balloon artist. Okay. But once again, if you think about that, that could be somebody who likes to have their own business, right? A bus driver, school's going to be getting out. They're going to be needing something for the summer. So that could be a really important one there as well. Someone it might have a job that that like a beautician, or someone that that has a job where people come to them and they could have their Tupperware books there or a little Tupperware display there. Same thing with the letter C. And I want you to do this with every single letter of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, and just write down the alphabet, the 26 letters of the alphabet. And before you finish tonight, I want you to have made a list of all 26. And I'm going to ask you to comment a little bit later today, like post your list of this 26 different people you can think of that start with the letters of the alphabet. And we're going to see how many different groups of people we can come up with, because this is going to be a brain teaser for you. And it's going to be a mind opener as well, because you're going to start thinking of people that you hadn't thought about. And that's going to give you more people to talk about. One of the things that I often hear is that I live in a real small community and I just don't know a lot of people. Well, guys, if we start thinking outside the box, if we start thinking this way, then we're going to think of people we might not have thought about. And we're also don't have to be best friends with people to reach out to them. Because if I go, I saw BC had said cosmetology students. If there's a school, in my neighborhood, in my community, in my town, I could go over and I could just have a little flyer and maybe drop it off that we have some part-time positions if anybody's looking for a way to earn some extra money. For the school aides, you could leave something at the school, ask and put them if they could be put, there for the teachers and everything, just to see that there's, for the summer, people looking for summer jobs. You've got to think differently to get different results. And it's kind of like that quote at the very beginning. If you just keep doing what you always did, you're going to get what you always got. So you got to think differently as well. So that's the first letter of Oreo, offer. Offer it to as many different people as you can imagine. Okay. And then once you do that, you've got to relate what the business can do for them. So you see, we've got some folks who work in a fast food establishment in the restaurant industry. We've got looks like a mom sending her son off to college, so she's going to be empty nesting. And then we've got a mom with a little one at home, and maybe she's either working another job and she's got to, and she's trying to figure out, how do I balance my work with my family? Or maybe she's looking for something that she can do from home. So once again, I want you to think about, how can this business, how could somebody benefit from this Tupperware business? So, just think about that. How can you relate to others about the business? Like how can you relate it to them? So if you see somebody who's working like really hard in a fast food restaurant, but they're really friendly, why not reach out to them and say, hey, is this your full-time job or is this a second job? They'll tell you, and you just say, well, you've got such a great personality. I don't know if you've ever thought about having your own business, but you'd be awesome in my business. And that's going to, just relate it to them. They have a great personality. They'd be great at this. Maybe someone who's got a child going off to college in the fall, they're going to be needing some extra money, things like that. And you just start to relate to them and ask questions of them to really find out how Tupperware can help them. Maybe they're on home on maternity leave and they don't want to go back to work full time. And they didn't realize that they have an opportunity to try something different. This is the key. We've got to find out what people's needs are. We've got to find out what their situations are. We've got to ask questions so that we can relate to them and we can help them figure out how Tupperware will be good for them. Because it's not, everybody needs the same thing. We don't all fit in the same peg. We're all looking for different things, and yet we all need a way to be able to experience life on our terms and to be able to add that extra money that we need. And, some of these people are just going to want Tupperware products, right? And that's okay too. But we owe it to others to share with them, and we owe it to others to tell them, because if we don't, we're being completely selfish and keeping it to ourselves. And that's the wrong way to do it. Now, the E in Oreo stands for effort. And you have got to put the effort in to get the result that you want. Just posting something once on Facebook is not going to have your people knocking down the door, wanting to date parties with you, wanting to shop with you, or wanting to sell with you. You've got to keep talking about it. You've got to show people what Tupperware has to offer. You've got to reach out to people and share with them how Tupperware can help them. And that's why I always say you've got to grab your ask daily and you got to whoop yourself into action. And you've just got to get out there and you've got to talk to people and you've got to reach out and you've got to share what you have with other people every time you are talking to people. So these are some key things that you're going to want to be thinking about as you go through your Tupperware, go through this next week, as who am I talking to? How am I talking? What am I offering? And reaching out and making sure that I am doing it on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and reaching out to people. Now we've got one more letter in Oreo, and that is O, and that stands for options. We have options. And guys, people like options. People like choices. So, like I said, this is not it is a one size fits all, but it's not like everybody has to fit into the same peg. In other words, what I mean by that is it can be many different things for many different people. And we can share with them, these are the things it offers. Which of these would be interesting to you? And then you can relate the business in that respect. Oh, you love Tupperware. Well, great. Let me show you why having a Tupperware account can be good for you, because you can shop for Tupperware at a discount for an entire year with our virtual option for just $15. Oh, you have a child going off to college and you need to make bigger money. Well, let me show you how you can do that by holding Tupperware parties online. Oh, you love to cook. You know what? You should definitely consider getting this amazing demonstration kit, because it's got all these great products that you can demonstrate and while cooking and share it on Facebook. And there are people who have hundreds of followers because they just go live every day and they make a recipe using their Tupperware products. I shared with you last week about one of our team members, Dal Maddox. He loves the MicroPro grill. He cooks in it every day himself. He's been going live. He's been showing what he makes. He's been cooking in it. And he sold like 12, 13, 14 MicroPro grills this month. That's huge. And it's all because he just talks about what he does. He uses his products and shares with them. So we have these options for people to come in and see what it's all about. You can start for $15. You can start for $119. Come in, and if you want to give it a little, you can get this great Crystal Wave set as an extra bonus by placing a $40 order in your first month. Or you can, let us help you with a launch party, a show and tell, a reveal party, and you can be able to get this stack cooker, which lets you make a cake in your microwave in 9 minutes and lets you cook an entire chicken and rotisserie style chicken in your microwave in 21 minutes. And you can get that as for having a $500 party this month, along with you're going to qualify for some free gifts in our Confident Start program. And once again, it's about choices, it's about options. And do you realize if you come in and you give it a try for 3 months, you can earn everything that you see in that Confident Start program? And just last week, we had another person qualify for their cookware. So that is super exciting. But you know what? I always tell people, 60 days can change your life. And, we can all do anything for 60 days. So why not come in and see? Just come in, do it for 60 days, see what happens. At the end of 60 days, you can say, this is great. I'll take what I've got and I'll shop for the rest of the year. You can say, this is, it's not really working for me, but, I'll refer anybody that I find that wants to know more to you. Or you can say, wow, this is amazing. I want more and I'm ready to make it happen. So this is the key, guys. It's up to us. We've got to put those options out there. We've got to share those with people. So remember, O is offer it to as many different people as you can. Relate to them on how the business can work for them as well. Be sure that you are putting the effort in to do it on a daily basis, and always, always, always give people the option that, to give it a try and let them make that decision. And if they say no, then you still can come back and say, are you saying no to wanting to sell it? Or are you saying no to coming in and having an opportunity, to try it, right? Or to shop for a year. So always come back with something once again, as you're talking to them. Because as you do that and you start to build a team, we've already seen what you can get by building your personal sales, and you've seen what you can get by sharing the opportunity with other people. But when you also put those together and you qualify as a new manager this month, and all it is you with 500 or more in sales. Some of you've got 1,000, some of you've got 2,000, some of you've already sold $5,000 this month, and you've welcomed 3 people into the business, and they might have come in just to be a shopper, and they might have placed an order of $40, and they might have placed an order of $500 to get all those other things. But as long as there's 3 people and they're active and your team sales are $2,500, you've qualified as a new manager, and you just earned a piece of our Chef Series cookware for free. Now, this is the 6.2 quart casserole pan. It is not part of the Confident Start reward, so it is an extra bonus that you can get simply because you decided to take charge of your business and move up to manager this month as well. And of course, by moving up to manager, you enter into our new manager growth program. You also don't have to stop at manager. You can move up to star manager. You can move up to executive manager. We have several that have already are on the verge of hitting star manager this month. We already have our first new manager already this month. Kim Walker's qualified as our newest manager. We've got lots and lots of others on the cusp of making it happen, on the cusp of making star manager, at the cusp of making executive manager happen. And of course, as I said, our new managers also enter into this new manager growth program, and that gives you a chance to add money and more products and an iPad to your things that you earn absolutely free. Plus, guys, think about this, because I had someone the other day say, well, I'm not sure that I want to take, I don't have time to do a whole lot more than what I'm doing. Honestly, as a manager, you're going to do exactly what you're doing right now. You're going to hold your parties. You're going to sell Tupperware. You're going to make money. You're going to share with other people, bring them in, and you have a director, and you say to your director, Will you help me train this new? Will you help train this new person? Will you help this new person get started? Because your director is there to do that. And so your director will help get those new people onboarded and trained. So, and you at the end of the month will get paid more money every single month. So why would you not want that, right? Why would you not want to share that with other people as well? So that's really what it comes down to in our business, is that giving people this opportunity and taking advantage of what it has to offer you. And of course, our last thing that we have going on this month that you do not want to miss out is that when you move up to manager this month, and for all of our managers, when you are paid at title and have one recruit, you are going to have an opportunity to attend our game night on Saturday, April 2nd at 8 p.m. So guys, this is what it's all about, Oreo. And let's get out there this month and let's go out recruiting everyone. We have 10 days left in this month to really kick it up a notch. I believe that we could welcome 2 people from every state in the United States, 100 new people. I really believe we could do it. We could work the alphabet 4 times and we could have 4 new people that start, work a job that starts with an A and work it all the way through the alphabet. We could have every single director team welcoming 6 new people in the next 10 days. We could have each and every one of you that are watching to welcome 2, 3 new people, and we would be on the way to hitting 100 new recruits in the next 10 days. And you know what? I love it's the month of luck. It's the month of good fortune. And if you, one time I took some Oreos and I sprayed them with gold, food spray. So I had gold Oreos, and to me, they're like, it's like the pot of gold. Sharing the opportunity is exactly like a pot of gold. And we could share that with other people. And you never know. Charlie just might be tempted to give away something when we do that as well. So I'm thinking that we could just get out there and recruit everyone, and I'll have to make him come up, and to get an Oreo Blizzard, he'll have to fork up some cash to give away. What do y'all think? Do you think we could do that? I think we could do that. Now, I've seen several people sharing and commenting tonight that they're working on closing out $1,000 parties, which is so exciting. And if you've been wondering, what does it take to have $1,000 party? What are the steps that I need to be doing? You're going to make sure that you're on our Keys to Success training tomorrow night. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's host coaching. It's with our director, Jillian Fisher. And we're going to be talking about what are the things that you do ahead of time with your host to get them excited. What do you do to make sure that the host invites the people the appropriate way and gets the guest excited? What are the things that you do during the party and get your host to do to make sure that the party is successful? These are some things that are going to help you to have bigger, better parties. And so you want to make sure that you're a part of that as well as we go forward. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now is tell me something that you have heard tonight, an idea that you're excited about. It's something that you're thinking new. What are you thinking new that you hadn't thought of before and you're going to try? Just hear some folks. Let me see some of the things you guys are going to be doing here with what you've come up with. We've got some different things, some things that you've been thinking about. What are you thinking new and going to try as we are closing up our evening tonight? Because our final quote of the night, your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. And you see, sometimes we always put off till tomorrow what we could be doing today. But if you do today what you think about doing tomorrow, then tomorrow you'll already be ahead of the game. And tomorrow you'll be able to actually start up a little bit stronger, a little bit further along, you'll be able to experience even bigger, even better things. And so as we close up tonight, Charlie's going to pick me a winner to close us up tonight from all those things that you're going to be doing new and trying. SJ is going to be meeting local business people and sharing Tupperware. And SJ, you just won a prize as well. And I'm going to be looking forward to seeing those lists of the folks of ABC or the 50 states that you're going to be talking to as well. And everybody that comments tonight before that's listening, or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and put it in there, because tomorrow I'm going to pick a winner and I'm going to give away I'm going to pick probably a couple. I'll give away some prizes to people who came up with these great lists of people to go talk to as well. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Let's go move it. Thanks everybody. Love you guys.